Hello, this is Alec Kerr, the film critic for the Conway Daily Sun. I've been meaning to put this up for a while, but I just keep getting distracted and I've been really busy with work and dealing with Thanksgiving. But last Wednesday, I went to see Jude in Hamlet in New York, and this was an import from London. But yeah, I really wanted to check it out because I'm definitely a fan of Jude Law, and I enjoy Hamlet, and obviously Shakespeare was made to be performed and made to be seen live. So whenever I get a chance to, I like to try to, see it as it was intended to be seen, instead of just, reading it. Not that there's anything wrong with just reading Shakespeare, but to really, truly experience it, you do need to see it live, or at least see a film version. And this was a really great version of Hamlet, and what I enjoyed about it was they put a lot of the humor back into it, and not to say that Hamlet is one of Shakespeare's comedies. It definitely is a tragedy. I mean, like, everybody dies at the end. But there was a lot of, like, subtle kind of humor in there, and Hamlet is a very complex character, and a lot of times he just gets played as a one-note character. Just somebody who's brooding and sad and so intense and, wrapped up in this, revenge plot and just feeling so bad about his father's death. And there is that there, but there's every indication in the text that before all this happened with his, father being murdered by his brother, and then the brother marrying his mother, and, well, Hamlet's mother, and that whole convoluted thing, and seeing the ghost of his father, and basically just going insane. There was every indication that he was a very intelligent, witty, sharp guy. So now you've got the fact that you have this intelligent guy going crazy, and yet at the same time aware that he's going crazy and playing to that with everyone around him. So it's a very interesting character, and I think too often it's just played on that one note of just intense brooding. And here Jude Law, plays, kind of adds a little bit of modern line reading to some of these Shakespearean lines, but at the same time, the classic monologues, the to be or not to be, alas poor Yorick, they're, pretty much done traditionally, but there are a lot of, like, little kind of subtle, kind of modern takes on a lot of these lines that kind of put more of the humor in there, and a lot of just the way he performs it. A line about being a crab, he mimics being a crab, and he's just got a lot of energy, and it's really an interesting interpretation and a worthy interpretation. And the reason I really appreciated the fact that a lot of humor was put back into this show is that people kind of forget that Shakespeare was written on two levels. It was written on, the higher brow level, and then it was written on kind of the peanuts gallery lower level, because everybody went to see Shakespeare, and that's why they were so popular, because both, the aristocrats and the kind of the peasants could go to see this and, be entertained. The lower class people could just laugh at, like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and, the kind of dynamic there, or the fact that there's a sword fight, or, the gravedigger scene, or Polonius, and Hamlet had a lot of lines too that were meant to play to that audience. So I think that this production was really trying to play to both of those levels, instead of just playing to that higher level that I think happens a lot of times with Hamlet and a lot of other Shakespearean productions, except for the comedies, which are always played very broadly, as they should be. But yeah, this was a very, very solid production. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not on for much longer. It was a 12-week engagement. It's only on now until December 6th, I believe, is the last date. So I know I'm getting this up kind of late, but if you're in New York and you get a chance, and it's last week, definitely check it out. It's well worth your time. So anyway, this is Alec, and keep watching.